What's up guys, KMH. Let's have a little conversation about EP6 and EP8 motors. I know that we have a lot of opinions about those motors and some of them are positive, some of them are negative. I want to just give you like a little feedback because I did research it a little bit. I have also some information from services, actually services that, you know, repair those motors or replace those motors, services from United States, UK and also from Poland. So I have some information from them. I own also EP6 motor and I have some feedback from like other riders, so I'm gonna give you some informations. Let's start from specifications. So we have a EP6 and EP8 motor. Both of them have 85 newton meters of torque, 250 watts, and they are literally identical inside. The only difference is tuning and the housing. So housing on EP8 is actually magnesium, so it's lighter, it's 2.6 kilogram, when the housing on the EP6 is aluminum, so it's heavier. Big difference, positive difference, is that actually EP6 is way quieter. So you have this winning noise with EP8 that is very well known with like electric motors, but with EP6 absolutely I'm shocked because it's super quiet. So if you're riding uphill somewhere, you're going to the forest, you know, riding in the forest, you hear birds, you hear, you know, water, you hear noise, you hear like, you know, things happening, and you don't hear the EP6 motor. That is absolutely for me crucial. I love, you know, hearing nature, and I don't want to hear this noise from the motor. So actually Shimano EP6 is very good in here. So only difference is this housing that is better in EP8 and it's lighter and it's displacing the heat way better than EP6. Way better, I don't know, way better, but like they say it is better. And also tuning is a little bit different. So EP6 help in this like a medium stage, from lower to medium, so you don't have to pedal too strongly to get the full power, where the EP8 is helping those people who really, you know, pushing hard going uphill. This is the different approach to, you know, these pro riders who really enjoy, you know, pushing tons of effort, and these regular riders. I think there's like a 80-90% of the people. So like me, I'm climbing hills also. I'm, you know, riding 2, 3, 4 hours sometimes in the mountains, but this is not I'm not on a pro level. I'm just still enjoying just riding, you know. I still need this power, 85 newton meters of power, but I'm more like enjoying riding, not like you know, pushing myself to the limit. So for most of you, EP6 should be enough, guys. So I know that also this is important to talk about, is that some of the like competitors have this, you know, more newton meters, and I do understand it, but guys, 85 newton meters is really a lot. It's really a lot, and it's gonna help you a lot. So you can have more. I think 100 newton meters like Bosch has, that is fine. But I think like SITS has 280 newton meters, or DJI is releasing 150 newton meters. It's quite powerful. So I'm thinking we are more likely switching to a moto option with paddling than really, you know, being like an eMTB rider, hybrid rider with the electric motors. I think still that 85 newton meters is really strong. Even 60 is strong, but 85 is really strong. So I think that this is like a sweet spot for all of us. So I do not complain that other like brands have more power. In my opinion, 85 newton meters are enough, like really enough. I'm using Eco. I'm riding on Eco. So I have an Eco set to 35 newton meters. Mostly I'm riding Eco. Just telling you. So yeah, I wanna feel those legs. I wanna build those legs. I wanna feel those legs when I'm riding. So that's why 35 newton meters, 40 newton meters are really enough. Of course, when I sometimes climbing, I wanna, you know, get there faster. So for fun, I'm putting boost on and I'm riding like crazy. Those 85 is helping me a lot. Let's analyze it a little bit more. My opinion about EP6 motor, because I have a EP6 motor, is very positive. I have it for 1 year. I didn't have any problems with it. I have like a 1,500 miles. So it's not too much. Did I have any issues? No, I didn't have any issues. Although the problem twice maybe happened that when I turned off the whole set, then I got, when I start paddling, I didn't feel that it's helping me a lot. So I had a boost on, I turned the boost on, but it didn't like deliver me enough of power. I just feel that that is not it. So when I turned this off, actually when I turned the whole set on again, it was working like like always, so it gave me regular power. So I just need to turn this off and on. Maybe this is just a software that I have to update, because I purchased my model is actually 2024. I purchased it last year 2025, so maybe there is a software that is fixing it. But as I said, this happened maybe 2-3 times, and it's just, you know, turn off the whole like a motor, turn this on, and that's it, and it was working. So it wasn't really a problem for me. I talked with other riders. I had one guy from Poland that actually purchased EP8 when the whole pandemia started. You know what the pandemia is, so 2020. He actually rides very steep hills, and he said that he had some problems with the EP8. Mostly those were like errors that he had, and also sometimes happened that he turned like a whole set and didn't like work. But he went to the service, they fixed it, and yeah, since then he said there's no problem with it. So I think that in the early stage, actually this is something that was confirmed from the services I reached to. They said that yeah, the first stages of EP8 actually have some problems, but because 2020 was the year when they released EP8, and 2022 was the moment when they released EP6, so it's 2 years younger. But also in 2022 was the time, around this time, where really they rid of all problems. So no like a really negative opinions. I was asking other guys also who are riding Shimano EP6 and EP8 models. They say they like it, they just like it, they enjoy it. So they were very satisfied with those motors, and no complaints there. They were servicing the whole bike, but motors, no problems here. So one guy actually United States, when I purchased my bike in 2025, I found a guy when I went to the like a local trace. I meet the guy who has EP, god damn it, I think EP6. I think EP6, but I'm not sure right now. But he has more than 10,000 miles on it. So he's riding in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Illinois, and he's riding to work. So probably he's not doing like a crazy ride, but still 10K miles, I think, is a nice number here, and it's proven reliability. So yeah, this is what the guys are saying, this is what I'm saying, and what actually what kind of feedback are giving us the services. So I'm gonna start from USA. That is the most fun way ever approach. This is the standard USA approach to everything. Just replace the whole thing, and that's basically it. So I reached to those services. I was asking about, you know, in general, what is the reliability? Is it easy to find the parts for Shimano? Because I hear that it's very hard to find parts. And also, what kind of brands that I recommend in general. So in United States, guys said that this is actually a very good motor, and they said that if something's happen with this motor, they don't literally you know, repair it, they literally replace it. So they said it's way easier to just buy a new unit, replace it, and even if this is not programmed, they can do it here in United States without any problems. And this is not like a big difference between repairing and replacing. So this is United States. Instead of like replacing the parts, they want to replace the whole car. You know what I'm saying. I'm gonna tell you right now what the UK service said. So yeah, they respond to me this way. Hi Conrad. Yeah, it's true, no parts are available, and Shimano do not sell any or want anyone to repair them. For that reason, we don't offer or repair services for them ourselves. All those motors have fault and are prone to water ingress despite what manufacturers say so. So it is really about what can be repaired rather than their reliability. Now, what is the easier to repair? They said the Bafang is the easier, there is Bros, then is Bosch. I thought it's the Bosch gonna be first, but Bosch is third, and at the end is Yamaha, and they don't do anything with the Shimano, right? And they also said that in some cases the smart motors are difficult to repair because they have some interchangeability issues. But yeah, this is what UK say, they have no parts. The most shocking is of course Poland. Poland is able to absolutely destroy everything on this entire planet. They're gonna find every part for every purpose. So they actually say that it is very easy. Wait, me find the message from them. Good morning. So I think that bad opinion about EP8 started in the early stage where they started releasing some faulty motors, but they were mostly having some electronical issues. But yeah, we have all parts for those motors, so we can replace it without any issues. Also, we recommend import the motors and program them in here in Poland without any issues. So interior of the EP6 and EP8 motors are identical, only different is the housing and the tuning. In general, those engines are really made very well and they are prove reliability. Although we are preventing from water getting inside by sealing those engines in the early stage. That is interesting. This is something that definitely is not done in United States. So the only reason those motors are getting to us for repair is usually, hold on, I have to translate it. So only reason that those motors are getting for a service for repair is cracked gear, or damaged electronics. So that is why they are probably sealing those motors and preventing from getting water inside. He said that new units are very rarely in the shop, so probably Shimano learned the lessons and improve all motors again. So next, what he said, mostly we are getting the Bosch motors to be repaired. Well, probably maybe Bosch has some issues. Maybe also, they sell so much Bosch motors right now that, some of them just have to go to the service. So in general, they recommend Shimano. It's very easy to tune. It's very easy to repair. We have access to all parts to these motors. The summarization, which engines are the engines that are easy to repair from the top to bottom. First is Bafang, so the Chinese motor. Second is Shimano. Third is Bosch. And the last one is Yamaha. So they don't have a Bros, or they didn't mention it in here. So the parts are available. Maybe those are not like a Shimano parts, but probably some manufacturers are doing it and just, delivering the parts. And maybe those are even original parts, because very often, brands are not building, like with the cars, they are not building suspension and stuff like this. They are buying from third-party producers and just, put the label BMW on it, or Volvo, or Yamaha or something, but they are not originally their parts. So in this case can be very similar. So let's summarize it, guys. So I think that those motors are really good motors. They probably had some stages that I have to, listen the clients and improve, but Shimano did it. I saw some a YouTube videos, attacking Shimano. I'm gonna defend it because I saw people riding those bikes and I saw the mileages and I saw what kind of terrain they are riding in Poland, and trust me, they are pushing hard out there. They are really pushing hard. So in my opinion, those are really good motors. For me, EP6 is really a perfect match. I was looking into EP8 because it's EP8. I didn't know why I want an EP8, but it's EP8, not EP6. So probably you have the same a issue in your head. It is just two different motors. It's the same motor actually, but for two different personalities, for two different riders. And I think for, as I said, 80, 90 even maybe % of you, EP6 is enough. And most importantly, EP6 is super quiet and I like it a lot. Oh, and one interesting fact what I found, there was a conversation on the internet about Shimano and Bosch, and one guy said that when he purchased his e-bike, his motor was set for the boost level on 70 Newton meters, not on 85, on 70 Newton meters. So I assume that some of the bike producers, they are playing with the adjustment, with the settings, and also they are changing the batteries to the a third-party battery that is not compatible with the Shimano system, and that's when Shimano can deliver you error messages. So this is not always a Shimano problem. Sometimes this can be a problem that is causing by bike producers. So just letting you know, I think that those are great motors. I'm happy with mine. Enjoy the Shimano. Those are still very good motors. Don't listen whatever the other people are saying. It's plenty of guys riding EP6, EP8 motors and they are satisfied with this. Of course you can go with other motor, no problem, but still EP6 and EP8 is most affordable in my opinion on the market. At least they're placing those motors in the you know, this lower range price bikes. So yeah, go with it, no problem. Do not listen what they are saying. Those are probably opinions from like a early stage motors from the Shimano, but right now they are really good and reliable, and those guys are reaching a high numbers of miles in there. So yeah, this is all I found for you. Like and subscribe, KMH. Thank you so much for watching. Links down below, and I hope I'm gonna see you in the next one. See you guys.